Okay, so a lot of people have been asking for some real practical in depth of how do I set up a YouTube channel? And so, kind of want to walk through a little bit of that today, right? And I've got a channel here. This is one of our new channels with my buddy Dean that we're creating. There are no videos on this. This is about as fresh as a channel will get. We have done a little bit of customization to it, and I'll explain some of that, but this is pretty much out of the box. Now, the big things that are different here would be obviously we've already put a banner here and the logo here for the Fractional Pros podcast, and we gave it a name. So when you create your new channel, which you have as part of having a Gmail account, you won't have those. But we're going to walk through how you get to this point and beyond. Now, there are no videos on this channel, there are no subscribers, there's not even a description of the channel yet. There's nothing here, okay? So, how do we get to edit all of this? Well, first and foremost, up here in the right hand corner where you have the little icon logo for your channel, you come down and you go to YouTube Studio. Okay, you go to YouTube Studio, and that's going to take you over to your dashboard here. Okay, so now we're in the back office, the YouTube Studio, and now we can start doing some customization. So the first place we're going to go is we're going to go to the settings. And the settings are down here on the left-hand side, down at the bottom, the settings. So now, there are some general settings, and it's the US dollar. I don't know why. That's all they put in general. That's all they have there. Then we go to channel, and it's going to ask you some questions here, and you just want to go through and set these up. So country of residence, you would choose depending on where you are. I'm in the United States. Keywords. This is actually really important here, and you see it says to do a comma separated values, right? So you could do something like podcast, but that's really not a great keyword, right? This is where, as we've spent time considering who our audience was up front, right, and understanding who we're talking to, now we want to put in keywords that are going to be relating to that audience, right? Not something that's just generic like podcast, but things that the audience might be searching for, or terms that are going to matter to them. That's what you would put the comma separated list in keywords. Then your advanced settings. Now, this is one that's important. Okay, and I'll be honest with you, this is one that confused me for a long time um, until I did it wrong and got in trouble with YouTube and had to realize, yeah, I did that wrong. Okay, there are three options here, and in the audience here, what they're trying to figure out is, are you creating content for children? Or are you not creating content for children? Chances are you're not creating content for children. And what that really means, it isn't about whether or not you're cursing and acting a fool, but are you creating content that is kiddie? And you're probably not. And so you default should be to set this channel to not made for children. Okay? I almost never upload content that is made for kids. You see, if you say yes, then you get under a different level of scrutiny. That's where I got in trouble several years ago with YouTube of a video that I put up. There was nothing crazy in the video, but they didn't think it was appropriate for children and whatever. It created some problems. So always select no, or I want to choose every single time, but I don't know why you'd want to do that, to be completely honest. So just say no. Okay. The rest of the settings here get into things about your Google account and linking your Google account and ads in your Google account. And unless you're trying to monetize your channel, none of this really even matters to you yet. Okay. None of that matters yet. Then the next tab here is feature eligibility. This does matter. So you'll have the standard features. Once you've got your account, you'll have the standard features and it will say enabled. But then there are intermediate and advanced features. Now, Here's where it gets funny about intermediate and advanced features. Here's an intermediate feature that says right here, custom thumbnails. If you want to upload a thumbnail for your video, which by the way, thumbnails are very important for your videos. If you want to upload a thumbnail, you've got to have at least intermediate features enabled, and you have to be eligible for it. How do you become eligible? It's really not that hard. It's you have to verify your phone number. Okay, so you're already logged in here. You would go to another browser tab and you'll type in youtube.com/verify and follow the instructions. Put in your phone number. You'll either get a phone call or a text message. Put in the code and then you get verified. Poof, that simple. You've got to verify your phone number. Okay. Next here is the advanced features. Now, this is one that you probably want to do as well, just to have. A lot of these things you may not do very often, but you do get some upload limits on how much you can upload daily. Most of us aren't going to hit those limits, but just to be safe, it's probably a good idea to go ahead and do the advanced features. In order to do that, you need to do a video verification, have ID, et cetera, et cetera. And they've got more under the learn more here that will tell you exactly how to do that. So either way, if you forget to go to youtube.com/verify and say, I forgot what Atiba said to do in order to do this verification, you can come here and in this little box here with a question mark, pops up the learn more, and there's a video, tells you exactly what I just told you, youtube.com/verify. Do your intermediate and then go do your advanced, okay? So very important that when you're creating a channel, you go in and you do those things here under the channel section. Now let's move on to the upload defaults. Now here's how upload defaults work. Upload defaults allow you to do exactly what the name says. These are the defaults that if you don't fill in information about this video, it will apply these defaults to every single video that you upload, right? So you can create a default title, you can create a default description, okay? This is great if you've got links and stuff that you want to put in your description, just stick them there in the upload defaults. Let it upload. When you upload them, it will put all of that stuff in, and then you can add in and edit it, the rest of the description, but then you have all of your links that you always want in every single video automatically there. Okay, the visibility, public, private, and unlisted. Okay, well, public is exactly what public says, right? You upload it as public, it's public. Private means that no one can find it except for you if you give them the link and they have access to it. Okay? Unlisted means anyone with the link can access the video, but you still got to give them the link. But they don't have to have permission from you set up inside of YouTube in order for them to be able to access the video. Why is this important and where would this be used? For example, this video that I'm shooting right now, I am creating this video and it's not going to go out until the newsletter goes out. So I want it to be uploaded as unlisted. I don't want it to go public. Okay? I don't want it public. And so we upload as unlisted until we're ready for the newsletter, and then we'll change it to public so that everyone can see it. Okay? That's how that kind of works there and why those might be important to you. Likewise with the tags. Now, tags are really, really funny inside of YouTube because as you can see here, they allow you to put default tags. They also have tag pages in YouTube where you can go and find tags and click on tags and go find videos that have those tags. But there's been a lot of news from YouTube over the years that tags aren't important anymore and we should stop using tags. But yet, they still give us the ability to put them in by default. Yeah, thank you, Google. Okay? Thank you, Google. All right, so I would tell you put your default tags in here, tags that generally would apply to every piece of content that you are creating. All right, then the advanced settings here, not much that you need to change in here because you'll have the license will be pretty standard, a standard YouTube license. Everything in here should pretty much be okay coming right out of the gate, right? The one thing you want to make sure though is the comments. Okay, do you want comments on or do you want comments off with moderation? You can make that choice based on your channel and the content that you're publishing and your audience. For most of us, we're going to want the comments on because we want people to comment. We want conversation to happen. We want engagement to happen. However, depending on your content, you may get people who are commenting and it may be, things that you don't want. You don't, or maybe you want to moderate the comments that are going up. That is completely up to you, but it's important that you check it here in this section, okay? All right, let's move on. The next section here is permissions. This now is where you can invite people to have permissions, and there are different permission levels here. So there's the manager, the editor limited, the subtitle editor, the viewer limited, and then you can just take someone's access away. And it kind of says what each one of those people can do, or what each one of those roles rather can do. Okay, so if you want to give people access to basically to be able to manage your YouTube channel, this is where you would give them permission to do that and set their access level. Okay, next is community, which is a newer, because I can't say it's new anymore. It's been around for a few years now. A newer feature inside of YouTube of being able to build community. And you can assign different people different roles here inside of the community. Okay. Lastly, agreements. There's nothing here. It's just there. So these are the settings. Those are the settings you need to care about. Yes, that's okay. We're not changing anything right now. So that's where we're going to start. And you say, okay, Atiba, I got the settings, but nothing in there told me about how to make this thing look like this. And for most of us, that's what we care about. We care about how it looks and so on and so forth. But the settings are important. Make sure you set those settings correctly. So how do we change the look and feel? Well, that's over here in customization. So again, over here on the left, you come down to customization. Okay. Now, lots of stuff in here inside of customization. So the first tab here is a layout. Now, this one is going to be kind of hard for me to show you given this channel because it has no content on it. But what you're seeing here, let's kind of walk through is, so under the video spotlight, the first thing here is what's your channel trailer for people who have not subscribed. So when a non-subscriber comes to your channel for the first time, to your channel page, this is the video that's going to show and autoplay for them. Okay? This is the video that needs to grab their attention and say, you want to be part of this community. You want to hit subscribe. You want to be, this is what we're going to be talking about. This is why you're going to love it here to get people to subscribe. Okay? This is where you would add that video. Now, point of fact, you're not actually uploading a video here. Okay? What you're doing here is actually choosing a video from your content that you've already uploaded. So you would have to create the video, upload the video, then come here and then add it in this section. Next is the feature video for returning subscribers. So now someone who has subscribed, what's the video that's going to play every time they come to the channel page? Okay, now, can the two videos be the same? Absolutely. Can they be different? Absolutely. That is your choice. It depends again on your audience and the messaging that you want to send and give to your audience. Depends on what you're creating. Okay. All right. Now, after the featured videos comes these featured sections. And this is where when you go to different people's YouTube pages, you may see that they look slightly different when you're on their different channel pages. And that's because we can order and reorder the different sections. We can even add additional sections. Look at all of these different sections that we can add. So if you do a lot of live videos, maybe you do the live now. Okay. Maybe you want to show your popular videos first, right? Or here the default here is for you. So YouTube recommends what content it thinks the user is going to want to see. Well, maybe you don't like how it does that, or maybe you do want that, but maybe you want to put your playlist first. Well, we can move these things around and rearrange, and it will rearrange how our page looks and the different sections on our channel page. Okay. A lot of people like to default to the most popular videos because that's going to show up the videos that have the most views. Okay. People put their shorts on their channel page a lot, very high up. Reason being, and you've probably heard me say this before, people will date you through your short form and marry you through your long form. So before they watch a 10-minute video of you, maybe they only want to watch 30 seconds. And you can get them to watch some shorts and get them interested in that way. So this is stuff that you can play with here and see what works best and how you want to set this up. Completely preference, your preference on what you do here. Okay. Now, are there theories about best practices? Yes. Have we proven any of them to be right? No. I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay. Now, the branding tab. All right, so the branding tab, the picture here, this is your logo. You can upload your logo here and then the banner image. Now, it's going to give you the dimensions of your banner image, okay, and the maximum size. Let me be very blunt here. Follow instructions. Follow the size, okay? Because what YouTube does, just like every other I don't know why platforms haven't gotten this right, where we can upload multiple banners based on the device that the user is on. We can only upload one, and it's got to look good on all devices, which is virtually impossible. So, upload your banner, create your banner, upload your banner, and then test it on multiple devices. See how it looks. One of the things that you may notice is that it may crop on certain devices, right? It may shrink on certain devices. It may look warped. See how it looks on different devices. Make sure that you have everything in. Like I can tell you, I know on some devices, our section over here on the left is going to get cut off. On other devices, both Dean and I's faces are going to get cut off, and we're only going to get this middle section as well. You got to make choices there, okay? So play with the banner image. The video watermark is really interesting. We've never used it. A lot of people do. A lot of people like to add a watermark onto all of their videos, and this is where you would do it. If you wanted to put your logo or anything else there, you can add your watermark there. The next tab here is the basic info. All right, so the basic info, now you get to put your channel name, right, which is what we saw here, Fractional Pros Podcast, the channel name, okay? Then the handle. So YouTube allows us to now do youtube.com/@ whatever we want it to say. So in our case, it says Fractional Pros Podcast. Makes kind of sense. That's what we named it, okay? And so that becomes your channel URL, right? Then you can put in your description. Now, the description here is super important. This is a searchable field. Most people are never going to read it. The search engine is. Okay? I'm not saying the keyword stuff. You still want it to be good English and written well, but this is where you get really descriptive about what your channel's about, who your audience is. Tell YouTube exactly who you're talking to and what you're talking about here. Be descriptive. You've got 1,000 characters in there. Use all of them. Use all of them. The channel URL is the native YouTube channel URL that isn't the fancy, youtube.com / whatever. This is the actual channel URL. You can add external links if you like, and your email address and your contact information, okay? Those are all the things there. Those are the two sections, the settings and the customization that you must pay attention to in order to set your channel up before you even start uploading videos for success. Making sure that everything is in line, because all of those little things play into the overall SEO and findability, searchability of your content on your channel. So imagine if you wrote this beautiful description that says all about your channel, but your videos never match that. You would have incongruency, right? But what if you put up great videos, but your channel didn't say, your description said nothing? It hurts you there too. So you want congruency. Spend the time, take the time, and go through and really make sure that you're setting up all your settings and coming in and doing the customization, okay? Doing that customization, because you will start to also see that you can tweak, especially here in the customization with the description and not the branding, and even some of the layout stuff. You can start to see that that stuff actually does matter when it comes to more people subscribing and your channel being found by more people. All right, so that was long, but that was a walkthrough of all of the settings that you need for setting up your YouTube channel.